Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Joan from the Brown Dragonfly, and I am here to share with you the letter K in the A to Z Christmas Challenge that is hosted by Rachel from Rach Crafts and Rose from Journals in Time. And these ladies have spent a long time, many hours, creating a new kit for this challenge. It's a 72-page kit, and each of the ladies have half of the kit in their Etsy stores. So I will link those below so that you can check them out, and they are on sale for the month of November. I will also link below a Linktree link, and that will take you to one place that has a listing of all of the creators that are taking part in this challenge, and you will have direct links to their channels, and that way you can stay caught up with all of the videos that are being put out for this challenge. I have the letter K, so we're going to be using Kraft paper, and we're going to decorate with some kitties and Santa Claus, Claus being with a K. And also I just wanted to share with you my inspiration for this. I'm going to be doing mamagami to make a cover, and so I wanted to share who my inspiration was from, and that is Lee from Lee's Art Studio. And I also will link the video below that inspired me to make this project. She does a lot of mixed media, and she did a whole series of altering papers. I really enjoyed it, and that's where I got my idea for today. So I will go ahead and remove all this and get set up, and I'll be right back with you to get started. Thank you. All right, I am back and ready to create here. I'm just going to share a little bit of my portion of the kit for the letter K. And like I said, each letter has a folder in the kit that we are using, and of course there's just tons of ephemera little pieces, and you know, can check it out and use anything you want. I do have a couple extra things, but the pages for the K are these kittens. And as you can, I think you can see, I've already put some glitter on some of these, and the paws here, I'm going to use these. We have Klaus for Santa Claus. So this is one of the pages. We have these kind of folder, could make file folders or postcards with kissing, Christmas kisses. And this is pretty much the same idea. This is one of the pages that comes with in my section. And then this is one of the backing papers. There is a folder in the kit. One is for Rose, and one is for Rachel's, some backing papers, and I think this may have been from Rose's section. And then I think I want to use this Santa right here, Kris Kringle, for the cover of what I'm going to make. So this came from the S section for Santa, so I will keep that. And then we have our craft paper that we're going to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make this cover. When we're done, you could actually use this to make cards, tags, anything. I folded mine. I have a prototype I've already done so that I can use as a cover. So mamagami, what it is, and we did this, like I said, we did this in school when I was a kid. We would take a piece of notebook paper, and all you do is you just wrinkle, scrunch it up. It breaks the fibers in the paper, and then you just undo it. And just for an added note, I did keep the white around mine because as the paper gets softer with crinkling it up, you know, it may start to tear on the edges. So I just went ahead and left the white on. So you just keep scrunching it up. Just be careful when you're undoing it. And just keep going. You just keep going until you get to your degree of softness that you like. If you do it, keep going, it will get very soft. When we used to do it in school with the notebook paper, it would almost be like tissue paper by the time we got done, you know, messing with it. And I'm not going to keep doing this in front of the camera. I have one that I already did. But when I did this front and this back page here. And I probably did spend 15 minutes or so just watching TV, crinkling this paper up. So I'm going to set it aside and show you ones that I have already done, just so we can move along with our project. And here it is, and you can see it's just real flimsy, it's much softer. And if you look closely, you can see there's, you know, some cracks in it. I will say this, Lee in her video, she used some very thick paper from some books like art pictures, or you can use calendar pictures. And with that, since it's a thicker paper and you start to wad it up, it actually breaks the top where the ink is, and you have much more defined cracks that allow you to paint, ink, anything, and it looks really good. But anyway, this is what I've done. I prepared this one last night, and here's this one. All these nice crinkles. So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere one to the front and then one to the back of the craft paper. One thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to use some sandpaper. I use this glue stick. This is my favorite glue stick. It's pretty wet. I want full coverage on this. It's kind of almost like if you decoupage, which you could do also. You could use some kind of medium to put on here, then put the paper down, and then use that on top. I like to use the glue stick. And for some reason, you know, glue stick just to me does not adhere very well to craft paper. Probably the better thing is a beacon glue, but I want full coverage for this. So I'm going to use this, but I'm also going to roughen up this surface. It makes it easier to adhere. Don't have to get too crazy with it. And now I'm going to do the other side. Just another way to make a big mess. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to fully cover this side with the glue stick. And this glue stick is what I use when I'm print tags, and then I'm going to back them with something else. A lot of times, this is the glue stick I use. This is the one I prefer. And when you're done, it actually makes it pretty stiff once it dries. And so I really like this. I don't like if I run out. I don't feel like other glue sticks are that great. I have not tried the Yoo-Hoo, which I would like to, but I just haven't since I like this one and I have it. This is what I use. Anyway, I just cover that as good as I can. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to try to keep this as straight as possible, since this sheet has words and everything, and I want to keep it as straight as possible. You know, we're going to cut it down, so I am going to try to keep this as close to the edge and as straight as I can do it here. So I'm just going to put this here to the bottom. Just smooth some of this bottom part down, and then I'm just going to smear it out here, and it will leave the wrinkles but smooth out the paper. You can see that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. And I don't quite need to go to the edge like I did on the other side, since this paper is smaller. And I did notice that once you start wadding it up and crinkling and everything, that it, you know, kind of shrinks some. But if you're going to use this and not a decoupage, you do need to make sure that you get a good coat of the glue on, so that it's all adhered. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for this bottom part. Kind of want to get it in the same spot. I might not have gotten glue all the way down here, which I can fix in just a minute. Spread that out. And I find that it's already wrinkled, so it doesn't matter. I just spread this out the best I can and just create more wrinkles if I need to. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit more glue here. I didn't get quite to the edge here because I was thinking I would put it in the middle, and that's not what I was going to do. All right, so then you have this. All right, so normally what I would do is I would let this glue dry for just a little while. It doesn't take long to dry, but I would let it dry. And as you can see, there is a split here. So I'm not going to use this part or cover it up with something else. So like I said, normally I would let this dry for a little bit. And then after it was dry, which I'm going to go ahead and do just for the sake of being on the camera or having the camera on, I'm going to use, I used this Royal Coat decoupage. I had read one time that Mod Podge also makes this. This is just supposed to be the higher end, so I don't know why, but I do like this better. I feel like Mod Podge, and maybe it's because of where I live and there's higher humidity, I feel like sometimes it just stays more sticky. So I have started getting this, and I really like this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in a bowl, and then I just like better to not dip into the jar. That's just my own personal preference. And also, let me get 1 second and let me get some wax paper. All right, was trying to be very prepared for this and have everything that I needed, and then I didn't get my wax paper out. All right, so then I'm just going to take my decoupage glue here, which you could use a whole lot of different things to do, and we're just going to paint this over the top. When I did my first one for this, of course, I did this side and then I let it dry for the most part, and then I did the other side. I'm going to do this with you, and then I already have another one prepared so we can move on with our project that we're making, but I wanted to demonstrate this for you. I do hope everyone is doing well. We've had some really beautiful weather here. I live in Texas, in the Houston area, and we're finally starting to get a little bit of cooler weather, and today of all days it's raining. It rained Friday, but otherwise it hasn't rained a whole lot. So this reminds me just of a regular fall day. I'm originally from Illinois, so I'm used to having, you know, the changes in the year and just the weather changing. And it is a little bit cooler outside, probably in the 60s or so, so it feels like fall. All right, so here's this, and of course we'll dry clear. What I would do if this is you doing this at home, just let this side dry, which really this does not take very long, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, at least to get it, you know, tacky. And then you would turn it over and do this side. I am not going to do that right now because I have one already made. So let me clear this off and clean my brush, and then I'll be right back. All right, so when was all finished, I just went ahead and used my paper cutter to trim off the edges and make it square. And if you remember on the piece that I was just gluing, it had the little tear, which if you like that or want to cover it up with something, that's fine. But I just cut down all the bad parts that I didn't like, white edges, and this is what I ended up with. I did wait a whole day before I folded it. I wanted to make sure that it was dry as much as possible. So here's the inside. And I took some ink, probably Vintage Photo, because this actually turned out lighter, and then I covered the whole thing with the ink, and so it made it a little bit more yellow. And then this had white lines in it, and I went over the top of this with Vintage Photo after I did the decoupage, and so they're not white anymore. I don't know if you can see, but I did sew around this, but I used red thread, so you can't really see it on the outside, but I'm a sewer and I just feel much better that it's there, even if you can't see it. I like that it's there. So originally when I was going to do this, I was just going to do like a little insert for your journal, or just you know, even just a little booklet, you know, just something you could add to the journal. But then when I saw it, the texture of this has just turned out so, you know, it moves, but it's almost like a plastic or a wallpaper. And I really just liked it. And it's a big enough piece that I thought, well, I'm just going to make my journal for this collaboration. And then as I, you know, craft with everyone else, I can just add in here. So what I did was I went through the kit. And if you're not using the kit and you're just, you know, joining along with your stash, then, you know, you can pick any scrapbook papers, you know, that you want. I just went through, and in the kit, there is a section from Rose and a section from Rachel, and both have, you know, background pages. And then in the letters, in certain letters, there's also some journal pages. So I just went through and printed them all out on presentation paper, just because I like the bright, brilliant colors. Then since my paper was 27 pounds, so then I just went through and glued the pages together. I did not print on the other side. I just glued two together and made it heavy. That way, with whatever I'm putting in here, my page will be sturdy. I sewed around every page. There's some really great, there's two of these similar that are collage pages, and I believe Rachel used these in her kickoff video, and she made it an ephemera holder. Since this kit is so big, there's so many pieces, and she made a great ephemera folder for this project. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be using and sewing in. I probably have enough pages. See, this one didn't glue as well, so I have a bow in there. So I'm just going to glue these pages in. I'm going to sew them in. But first, oh, this goes together. First, I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple pockets on the inside cover. I'm going to use this same paper that matches. I just figured out myself, I made my own pocket. I could have just used the square and glued it straight down, but then you lose some of, the room in the pocket. So I made my own little gusseted pocket here with these edges. And so I thought I would, in case someone doesn't know, I thought I would show that as well. I know most of us probably know how, but in case you're a beginner, this might help a little. So if you just fold up just a little bit on the bottom, not doing a very good job there, and then fold in a flap on the sides. Then when you unfold it, you just miter these edges so that it lays better. This is the top up here, so just cut off a little snip here. And then down here, we don't need this square in here, so you can either cut this square out and then cut these diagonal. Well, I'll just do one that way. You could just cut out this square, and then you can cut your edges so that it's diagonal, just so that it lays better. Or what I do is I just go ahead and do the diagonal to where the folds meet, and then diagonal again, and then it just takes out this little piece here. So then you have this pocket that'll give you a little bit more room. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these in here. I'm going to use, this is actually a combination of 301 and Fabri-Tac, because my Fabri-Tac bottle was getting pretty low and this one was halfway, so sometimes I just mix them. I like this little bottle better. Just trying to get off this extra glue here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these pockets down. And I'm just going to put it over to the edge of my little cover. May need to hold it for a second. And then we'll do the next one. And this one was the first one I did. I had to cut it a few times to get it, you know, to the correct length or width. And then this one, as you can see, it's a little bit different size, but they aren't going to be next to each other because we'll have pages in, so that's okay. All right, so then I'm going to use these pages I already prepared with the glitter, because we have to have glitter for Christmas. So we are just going to, oh, and I will mention this also. Here is the letter K, which is what I have. In Rachel's Ko-fi site, she went and put all of these letters on one sheet. So if for some reason you are going to craft along and want to mark each day with a letter, there is a pretty letter you can use for each day, and that's free in her Ko-fi page. And I'm already going to link her and Rose's Ko-fi sites below, or pages, I'm not sure what to call them, so you can find that there. But I'm going to fussy cut these paws. And I'm going to cut out these two kitties. This is what I'm going to decorate my pockets with. And hopefully I can get close enough where this glitter is. Now with a few other things, I am going to leave this one. I know it sticks up a little bit, but that's okay with me. And I know I want to decorate the pockets a little bit more, but I'm not sure with what yet. I didn't really plan that far in advance. And I'm going to just do one cut around these. I thought these little paw prints were so cute. And I love that I use the glitter. I actually use, let's see if I can reach around. I used stickles for this. And then NC Stickles, there's a K in there, see that? Let's see if I can get this a little closer. To match the other side. But of course I'm gonna have to put some lace on here. I'm gonna have to do something. But I didn't really plan that all the way out yet, so hopefully you will bear with me. Go. I'm going to make a little, I do know I will make a little cluster. Yeah, I already said it, but I really like how these little paws turned out with the glitter on there. stickles. All right. I kind of do want them to stick up just a little bit, just for something different. And then we need to put something. All right. I kind of want to do, oh, you know, I have some. Some of this, and I think I would like to use some of this lighter colored and make a couple ruffles. And when I sew on this, it's so thin. This is like chiffon or something. I like to use some scraps that I have to use paper on the bottom. If it just goes through my machine much better, of course. So I kind of cut a strip down that I have left over. I don't want the paper wider than my trim. All right, so let me pause you a second. I have my sewing machine right here, but I'm not gonna make you watch me sew. So 1 second and I'll be right back. All right, and here we go. And I do not try to make my ruffles all nice and neat by any means. I just start it and then I just shove it under the presser foot. As I go, I just shove it in there. So if it gets a little off here, I don't even care. I like it that way, I think. So we will use these on here. See if I can rough this up a little bit. All right, so let me put on, and I don't have any more art glitter glue. I tend to just use one of the Beacon glues for just about everything. I'm not opposed to art glitter glue at all. I just don't have any. So I just tend to stick to what I can get my hands on. I know one time I was in here working on something and my husband came in, he's like, oh my gosh, that glue is so strong, you know, and I was like, well, I guess. I think I'm just so used to it. And I really do think it's not good for our health. I do think there's hazards for this kind of glue, but I'm going to make sure I get my paper up here so it doesn't show. Then I want to make some kind of little cluster. can find something else. Wish I had something a little bit more Christmassy. I've gotten to where I try real hard not to think about stuff, because otherwise I would be here forever trying to, you know, second guessing myself, and it just doesn't work. So I just go with whatever, and if I need to change or add something later, that's what I do. Probably should have used a little foam square under the front. That way, since this is thicker back here, I think I'm going to cut that part off. I didn't really like that. All right, I have a little bit of gold here. Kind of like that. I didn't even know I had this. Wish I had some silver for that side, because I need everything to match. I even have some of this. I wonder if I could cut a flower out. I think I got some stuff last year after Christmas. just on sale at Joann's Fabric or something. I thought it was really pretty, but then I didn't really do anything with it. So I guess I don't have to put the paws on, but since I went to the trouble of putting the little stickles on there, stickles with a K, I feel like I need to use them. All right, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew in my signature. I can find my pokey tool. And my husband does leatherworking, and I keep stealing his lace. So I'm going to do the pamphlet stitch, and we need about 3 times the length of your pages. Anyway, I had to go through his stuff to find that. I had it, and then he worked on some stuff over the weekend, and he put it back, so I had to take a minute and go find it again. For some reason, I'm really partial to the red. And of course, this is Christmas, so it's perfect for that. I always like to get my thread ready before I poke the holes for my pages. And I don't have a book cradle. I know you can get them. So someone, way back when I very first started, I saw someone, they used a book to help hold the pages. So that's what I'm going to do. Although I need to have the whole, I only have one signature, so these need to all go in the same place here. And I'm not pinning them. I'm just going to hold it this way in the book. Go down the middle. All right. And we'll see how well this does on the camera. Every time I usually try to sew something as a signature in on camera, then it usually doesn't go smoothly. See, like there, it's getting caught on the lace. And we're going to go to the other hole. I always go to the bottom first and then the top. Some people do it opposite. And then here, you don't want to separate your thread or your wax thread. Just want to go straight back up. And then this is on this side, so I'm going to pass this under here so that you have a thread on each side of the middle thread. You want to test it and make sure that it's tight here and that it's not caught anywhere in here. Tie it twice. And then of course if you want to add some dangles on it, you can. I'm just going to tie it in a small bow. And now our signature is sewn in. So I'm all ready to go. These are really pretty papers. All right, so now I want to work on the front here, and I am going to use the Santa photo. I'm going with Klaus. There is actually a really good cartoon, and I can't remember what it's called. Animated. It's a little bit dark, but it is the Santa Claus story, but their name is Klaus. I don't know. I really like that. I feel like I need to link that so you can watch that too. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm going to try to leave the red line around it. A lot of times I cut off the... I'll cut off the line. But for this, I'm going to try to leave it. And I am going to have to pause you again. I meant to get, I want to use some corrugated cardstock behind this, and I forgot to pick it up. So hold on just a second and let me grab that. All right, I have my card. And I want to just tear this. I want it to go this way. So I'm going to tear some of this off here. All right, and I think I want to sew around Kris Kringle or Mr. Klaus. All right, so let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I have him sewed all around the edge here. I do want to ink it a little bit. really love this corrugated cardstock. It really adds something to it. I think I'm going to keep my cover just a little bit simple, not try to add a bunch of lace and stuff. Oh, and I just realized I probably should have worn long sleeves. I forgot I got these scratches. I was in Colorado for a week or so. My twin granddaughters they have a fall break there and a spring break. So they came down to Texas for a couple weeks, and then I took them back. Well, when I came back home, I had been gone for 10 days. And my puppy gets so excited to see me, and I have what I call old lady skin, and it doesn't take much for her to like try to grab me with her paw, and then I end up getting cuts or whatever. So okay, and then let's see if we can cut out this little Klaus. Anyway, we're almost done here. I really hope that you'll take the time to watch, everyone. If you aren't subscribed to the creators' channels, it really would just help a lot if you would just subscribe to them. And it also really helps if you like the video and leave a comment. And if you watch Rachel's kickoff video, I believe that there is a drawing or a prize or prizes for if you watch them all and leave comments. I believe that there's some kind of giveaway. So I hope that you will do that. I hope that you will take the time to look at everyone's videos. There's so many great ideas. I watched the summer collaboration and took notes on every single person that, you know, what they did. And some of them I took very detailed notes because I wanted to make it as well. So it just is a lot of fun. And I'll be doing the same thing here too. I will keep a notebook of what everyone has done. So I hope that you'll join in and that you'll have some fun. I know that Rachel and Rose have spent countless hours putting all this together for everyone, and it was a big hit last Christmas, and then like I said, she did one this summer, and it's really just a lot of fun. And it's like I said in my intro part of the video, it's, you know, it's really great community, and for everybody to have fun together and share and inspire each other. So I hope that you'll want to take part as well. Anyway, that is my project for the collaboration. I really just love this stuff. I am definitely going to do this again. It makes a very sturdy cover. This, like I said earlier, this could be used for cards, pockets, tags. It sews well. I did sew, and it was easy to sew on. So there's a lot of things that you could do with this. And anyway, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. And I hope that you will continue to watch everyone else's videos and come back to my channel in the future. Hopefully you will like and comment, and I would love, if you're not a subscriber, for you to subscribe. So anyway, have a great day, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.